Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go! What's going on, guys? We're going to think about our reviews, and we're talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. This is right. This is the sequel to the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was produced by yours truly. Not me, of course. Not me. It was produced by Michael Bay. But this is directed by Dave Green, and this is starring Megan Fox once again. Stephen Amell, who is Arrow fame, of course. Will Arnett, Tyler Perry is in this one too, and of course you got your Turtles, baby. You got Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Mikey, baby, Michelangelo. So but we get a lot of new villains, a lot of new things thrown our way. If you've seen the trailer, we get Bebop and Rocksteady. We get Krang in here. I mean, Krang is definitely an old school type of villain. That if you watch the animated kind of cartoon, I mean, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first came out as a comic book. So, but enough about that. What are my thoughts on this film? Did I like it? Did I dislike it? What's this movie like? Did it sing to me? Did it entertain me? I liked it. I actually really liked it. I really liked this film. You know, this is the type of film where, just like the first one, I didn't have high expectations going into it, and then when I watched it, I'm like, you know what, I really liked it. And you know why I liked it? Because I love the Turtles. I think the Turtles' chemistry in this film, I think the jokes with the Turtles work, and I think this is Michael Bay's kind of stamp on it. He's not directing this. It's good that he's not directing this type of film, but even his kind of style works for the Turtles, I believe, because Dave Green, even though he's directing it, it does feel like a Michael Bay type of look to it. So I really do like the Turtles. I think every time the Turtles is on screen for this film, it's a blast. I'm entertained. They're funny. I love Mikey in this film. I think Mikey he's been my favorite turtle ever since I was a kid. He just really, I mean, of course I make him stereotypical, so to speak, but he's just awesome. I just love the way he acts. Even though he's kind of a little stupid sometimes, he's just so funny to me. But I like all the Turtles. I like Ralph. I like Leonardo. I like I like Leo. You know, Leo, you have to have the serious type of leader, and he is the serious type. I wish they give him a little bit more and a little bit more of a personality like in the cartoons, but he's a great leader. I like Ralph as well. Raphael, of course. I think he definitely this is the type of movie when him and Leo butt heads. It kind of makes sense, though. It makes sense why they're butting heads. And you're always going to have that dynamic. They're always going to have that rivalry towards them, but they're going to have that brotherly love. And I love me some Donnie, man. Donnie is awesome. He's a smart. He's a little bit too smart in my taste. I was like, damn, dude, how did Donnie get this smart? But he was awesome in this film, too. All the Turtles, when they're together, they're amazing. I mean, the chemistry is unbelievable with these Turtles, even though they're CGI. And the look, I've gotten used to the look. I mean, when I first saw the looks of in the first movie with these Turtles, I was like, ooh, like these Turtles are huge. They don't even look like it was nostalgia really creeping in, so I'm guilty on that. But I'm with I can go with the look now. I mean, it really doesn't bother me anymore. I really like how the Turtles look so far. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people don't really like the look of the Turtles, but I like the look of the Turtles, and I like how you could tell that they all have a distinct kind of look, especially with the headbands. If you see Ralph, it's a full-on headband from his head to his eyes. Now, the one thing, though, I will agree upon with everybody is that I think we could have had a better April O'Neil. Megan Fox in this film, she doesn't really have too much to do. She has less to do in this film than in the first one, and you could really tell, like, if they had a veteran or a better another April O'Neil casted, she probably would have brought a little bit more charismatic to the role, charisma to the role. While Megan Fox she's very stiff, and when she delivers her lines, you could tell she could have delivered it differently, but she doesn't. She's a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong. In this film, they really showcase her beauty, and she just doesn't really. She's okay. She's passable, but honestly, I would have liked to see another April O'Neil take this role. But we have Megan Fox. Megan Fox is here to stay, and she's okay. She's fine. She's passable. Some scenes is a little cringeworthy, but it's fine. Now, Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. This is where I had the problem. This is where I had a problem with the film. I think the film doesn't work with the human aspects of it. I think a lot of the acting in this with the human aspect to it, except Will Arnett, is not that great. I mean, Stephen, I know he's from Arrow. I haven't watched Arrow, honestly. But him as Casey Jones, I don't think it's a good fit. Of course, I'll go nostalgia factor a little bit, too, where that's not my Casey Jones. My Casey Jones, long hair, what's up, bro? By the, like that. But this Casey Jones is just very mediocre. He really doesn't add anything to this character, Casey Jones. And honestly, I'll get to the problems what I have with the film, is the fact that there's a lot of, why doesn't this person have this? Why is this happening? Oh, how convenient. Like, there's one scene where he picks up the stick in a hockey mask, where he's a cop in this film. But you're thinking to yourself, why does he have a hockey stick and a hockey mask going after these two criminals? Shouldn't he? He would have carried a gun. So that was just like, what? There was also a scene where I'm like, they needed a chopper. There was a lot of things where I'm like, that would never happen, or that doesn't make any sense. So they address some of it, but most of it's just like, what? But with Casey Jones, it's like, yeah, why didn't he bring a gun? It's like bringing a little knife to a gunfight. Like, this makes no sense. Of course, he does kick ass with the hockey stick and the pucks, but honestly, the way they introduced all that elements to it doesn't work. He doesn't work in the film. I really wasn't let down by Casey Jones. He doesn't bring any charisma to it. There is nothing. He's just really straight by the book. There is nothing to Casey Jones that is memorable, and that's the weakest. I think that was the weakest thing about this movie, was Casey Jones himself, which is a bummer because everybody loves Casey Jones, and I really love Casey Jones as well. So just seeing Steven really tackle on this role, and really, I don't think it might. I think it's a little bit of the actor, because I think the acting wise he wasn't that great, but also it's a little bit of the script. There wasn't really anything. They didn't make Casey Jones' character flow into this movie right, and that's another thing. The not only was the human aspect of the acting, like Steven and Megan with April and Casey, didn't really work acting wise. The voice acting in here, I'll get to Tyler Perry in a minute, okay? But the voice acting in here was not very good as well. I mean, Bebop and Rocksteady, they looked the part. I know Sheamus from WWE's in here. He plays Rocksteady. Bebop and Rocksteady, they looked the part, but their voice acting was, and their lines that they delivered, I thought was terrible. I was like, oh my God, it's not working for me. I just think they need to be, they definitely needed to be better. They definitely needed to be better, had a better voice acting wise, and deliver those lines better. Tyler Perry, I thought, was not very good in this film as well. I thought he was one of the weakest characters in here. I thought also Krang needed a voice actor bad. I thought the voice actor they got for Krang was terrible. The way they did his voice effect was terrible. So I thought Krang, he looked okay. I mean, you could tell he's CGI, but he looked okay. And the Turtles looked great too. The Turtles were you could tell Turtles were a little bit CGI, but they looked great. They flowed with the scenario, the backdrop and everything really well. The other thing I had a problem with in this film was a lot of Dutch angles. I'm like, Jesus, stop with the Dutch angles. You don't need Dutch angles in every freaking scene. I hate that. And a Dutch angle is basically that sideways view, and I hate that so much. But a lot of things work in here. The freaking garage truck that they have that Donnie made was awesome. The Turtles worked. They were great. Some of the fight scenes were great. The only thing I had to complain is the ending was a little bit muddled. It could have been better done, the ending, in my opinion. But the soundtrack was pretty good, except that one song with Megan Fox when you first get introduced to Megan Fox. I would have loved if they really played the Run DMC song when they were in that car chase, but they don't play that song. I think it would have worked for that moment. But overall, I mean, and I thought Will Arnett, when he came into play, I thought they brought him in quite nicely. I thought he came in quite nicely. So I think this movie is fun. I think the shocking thing is the pacing was actually really good. I thought the pacing was good. The editing, there was some scenes where they went a little bit too long. They could have trimmed it down a little bit. But overall, I thought the pacing was great. I thought some of the action sequences, especially when Rocksteady and Bebop fight the Turtles, were great. I thought the humor was great. Of course, there's some misses on the jokes. I thought overall the Turtles were amazing, but I thought the acting was not that great. I thought some things could have been better done, and there was a lot of too convenient stuff. I thought Shredder was wasted in this film. I thought Krang could have been a little bit better done. But overall, I had a good time. I was very entertained, and sometimes that's what you need in a movie, just to be entertained. And I think your kids are going to like it. I took my 46-year-old mother to this film because she wanted to watch it, and she had a blast. So I think that the general audience will like this film. So I'm going to recommend it to all my people out there because, you know what, I did actually like the first one. I think I like this one better. So thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan, making Daniel's son. You can always find more videos on my channel. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on this film. If you've seen it, do you like the first film or do you not like the first film? And like I always say, guys, grab a seat. Make sure you got some good popcorn. I'll see you at the cinema. Bye, guys.